Hello, and I welcome you once again to Christ Without Borders. Now, this series, I'm going to name it Building Foundations. Foundations are very important for a lot of the things we do. Foundations are important, as a people, as a race, as bloodlines, as a nation. Foundations are very important. If you find yourself in any place, in any nation, in any community, in any society, where you see a lot of poverty around you, is because a lot of focus, a lot of effort is not being put in place to build foundations. A lot of effort is not being invested in that place of building foundations. Now, when it comes to building foundations, there are two things. The first thing is being able to build that foundation. The second thing is being able to raise people to maintain those foundations and also continue to build upon the existing foundations. It's very important. Very important. Being able to build a foundation is one thing, is one hurdle. The second thing is raising people to maintain those foundations that have already been built and them being able to build upon the existing foundation is also another hurdle. Now, when it comes to building foundations, there are things that stop people from being able to build foundations. Now, when it comes to things that stop people from being able to build foundations, you see three things. You see habits, attitudes, and addictions. Three things when it comes to building foundations. One of the things I've already established on this channel is that the building block of any society, community, or nation is the family unit. The family unit is very crucial. You see, when we play with the family unit, we are going to be in big trouble. When anything goes wrong in a family unit, you are going to see the repercussions. You are going to see the results nationwide. It's a problem if we find ourselves in a nation where the level of marriage breakups, broken homes, growing exponentially. It's a very big problem. It casts a dark, gloomy shadow on the future of that community, society, or even nation. So what I'm going to do is address these three things: habits, attitudes, and addictions. I'm going to address it from the line of a family, which is the basic building block of every community, society, or nation. One of the problems we see when it comes to the family unit that we've seen a lot of people adopt. We've seen it everywhere. One of the problems I have identified, and if you've studied, if you look closely, you are also going to identify it, is this notion of this side chick, side guy concept we see in the society. Now, when it comes to the family unit, to initiate, to start, to be able to establish, to be able to build a family unit, first of all, starts from the bringing together of a man and a woman who have agreed to come together and to build the family unit, which is the basic unit of every society, community, or every nation you find yourself in. When you come to the family unit, there's something people have accepted as normal. It's okay, it's normal, it's okay. One of the areas the problems is coming from is a side chick and the side guy issues. when you look at that topic, you realize that the majority of that issue, you see the men are the ones who are contributing it. Side chick. Someone gets married and then 3 years down the line, he's engaging the services of a side chick, you know. Some of the women also are also doing side guys. Some of them are still hanging around with their ex and all of that. You see, when we decide as human beings, when we decide to focus intentionally to build foundations, some of these things, people are not going to indulge themselves in it, because these actions directly and indirectly breaks the family unit. Now, when it comes to marriage, it's the bringing together of a man and a woman. This is a Christian channel, so I'm going to address it from the Christian angle. It's a bringing together of a man and a woman who have agreed to come, who have agreed for, when you say some of the vows, for better, for worse, for richer and poorer and all that. Now, you see, one of the issues where the side chick, side guy is coming in, that we have to also look at is, why are people going for side chick and side guys? Why? If you didn't want Lady X, why do you bring her before the whole community? And the place that is the most dangerous place, why do you bring her before the altar of God to come and lie that I'm going to stay here, I'm going to stay with her till the rest of my life? People don't understand it. You see, as the world keeps going on and as things are changing, a lot of the things that we are supposed to be very careful about, people think it's nothing. Oh, this one is nothing. It's normal. And no. When it comes to altars, be very careful. When it comes to making vows in the name of God, in the presence of God, be very careful. We are seeing an increase in the number of divorce, even in the house of God. And people say, oh, they married in church, oh, they married in church, oh. And then three months down the line, you hear that the lady did something with her ex on the day of marriage. 2 months later, you hear that the guy did something with his ex on the night they got married. And you ask yourself, why are some of these things coming up? I mean, if you are doing something with your ex, before you even start this journey, you have already destroyed the foundation. That foundation is already broken. I've spoken about why the devil hates marriage with a passion. Yeah? So if you have allowed yourself to break that covenant, God said, what I put together, let no man put asunder. If you have used your own hands to put asunder to what God has put together, what then are you going to do to stop the devil who hates marriage with a passion, because he knows the kind of things God is able to send onto this earth through marriage? What are you going to do to stop him from sweeping and destroying your foundations? If you didn't like her, why do you bring her to the altar? Why do you bring her before everybody? Why do you come and make a vow before God when you knew in your heart you are going to break those vows? People don't understand it. He said, what I put together, let no man put asunder. If you put asunder to what God has put together, there is judgment. You face the judgment of God. I'm telling you. You face that marriage immediately will face the judgment of God. I'm telling you. Unless the two parties involved decide to come together and correct certain things, I'm telling you, it's disaster. This is part 1. Watch part 2. If you are not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel and watch part 2. A lot of people put themselves into trouble when they break the vow.